Hello, everybody. I know I haven't been on in like actually ever, probably since last year. Anyway, um, cut my hair. Yeah, you like it? I like it. I'm gonna sneeze. Okay, we're good. Anyway, so yeah, I haven't been on in a while. Anyway, I've actually seen a bunch of movies and. You know what? Okay, movie and video game review. Ah! Okay, for movie and video game, okay, the video game is gonna be Assassin's Creed 3 because I got it and played it. And I don't know. I guess the movie. I've seen so many. I don't know which one I want. See, I watched Project X, and I'm not sure if I want to really review that. Cause what are you gonna say? Oh, yeah, it was about some guys who think they're cool. It's like the show, The In-Betweeners, but it was a movie. And they threw a party and got drunk, and one kid's house burned down. That's it. That's really all that happened. No. The proposal. Let's go with the proposal. Okay. So, which one do I do first? I forget which one do I do first. Do I do the movie first? I'll do the movie first. The proposal. Okay, in this movie, it's Ryan Reynolds and Sandra Bullock, right? Right? I'm pretty sure. Hold on, I'll Google it. But anyway, so there's this lady, and she is like a head of like a fashion thing company in New York, I'm pretty sure. And so and one of her like interns or something, or one of her like bitch employees that she always bosses around and he like hates her. Well, yeah, that's Ryan Reynolds, and they're like, is it Sandra Bullock? Hold on, give me a sec. I'm sorry. Yeah, Sandra Bullock. Yeah. Okay. And okay, yeah, Sandra Bullock plays Margaret, Maggie, whatever, and Ryan Reynolds plays Andrew. And okay, so this is actually like I don't know, I like it. Anyway, so yeah, but she's a Canadian and she like is getting deported. So okay, so she's like forcing Ryan Reynolds, her little bitch employee, to like marry her so she doesn't have to move back to Canada. And he's agreeing to it. And she's like, oh yeah, we'll just get divorced like right after we get married, after like a few months, to make it seem like we lived happy, then we got angry, blah blah blah. Anyway, they go to Alaska cause like his family wants to like meet her. I think that's what I don't know. I just know they went to Canada, and his family lives. They went to Alaska, and his family lives in Alaska, and Alaska, there's not really a lot of people there, so the town is pretty small, and everybody knows each other, and everybody's really close. And so yeah, I realize I don't do movie reviews. I want to do a movie summary. I do a review at the end of it though. Don't worry. Anyway, yeah. So they go on their wacky little adventures. She's actually finding out that she actually does like Andrew, and she likes his family, and she's never had a family like that. Well, she's never had a family that like loved her. Period. And they loved her and accepted her, and Andrew was realizing that he was falling in love with Maggie too, and they're happy together. And but they try to keep reminding themselves that they're only doing it so Maggie won't get deported back to Canada. But they end up doing having their wedding, and Andrew just can't get the idea out of his head that like it would be so wrong to lie to his parents and his grandma and make the whole town be all happy for him when it's not even real. And no. Andrew was okay with it, but he still had that in the back of his mind, but Maggie just couldn't go through with it because she got so close to, especially to the grandma, and she just really didn't want to like be that awful person who lied to a grandma who was played by Betty White. But Betty White. How you gonna lie to Betty White? Okay. Anyway, yeah, okay. So and then at the wedding, she like ran out. She's like, I can't do this, and yeah, she was about to be deported. Or like the guy there was like, he's supposed to like watch the wedding and make sure they get married and stuff, so she won't get deported anyway. He and her are getting on the plane. She's gonna go back to New York to get her stuff, and then she's gonna go to Canada. And anyway, she's on the plane, and he's all like, "No, Maggie, I love you." And then, yeah, well, they end up back in New York, and anyway, she's getting ready to leave, and then Andrew just appears out of nowhere, like, "Oh my God, I'm actually in love with you. Let's really get married." And she's like, "Yay, let's really get married." So they get married, and that's it, the proposal. Yeah. Anyway, I thought it was like a really good movie. It's like a date night movie, I guess. I don't know, unless you're just like, or if you're just out having fun with your out. It's not in theaters. That movie was like came out in like, what is it, 2009. Okay, if you're in with your gal pals and you guys had the proposal on DVD, you probably watch it. It's like a girl movie, but it's also like a date movie. It's like a romantic comedy, I guess. Yeah. And let's see. What, out of 5 stars, I'd give it like a. Actually, no, let's make it out of 10, not stars. Stars is more of a. Wait, is stars a video game? No, movies is stars, and video games is numbers. Okay, so I'd probably give the proposal 3 out of 5 stars. No, 3.5 out of 5. Yeah. So, I mean, it was a good movie, but I don't know. There could have been more, like, drama in the middle, I guess. Yeah. And it was still a funny movie, though. But, I mean, it's not like you can compare to any other movies. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't that emotional, but it wasn't that funny. Like, it wasn't all, like, it wasn't that romantic, but it wasn't that funny. It was like a mix of both. And like you kind of wanted, like depending on who you are, you wanted more from one side, and you didn't get that. But I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was a good movie. So yeah, 3.5 out of 5 stars. And the video game, Assassin's Creed 3, because everybody, if you haven't played Assassin's Creed 3, if you haven't played any of the Assassin's Creed games, you're going nowhere in life. Actually, no, I'm kidding, but whatever. And, I'm sorry, I'm playing with my hair there, but Assassin's Creed 3. We are once again brought in with Desmond Miles. And, I am blanking on all the names. Hold up, I'm looking this up. Okay. But anyway, we're here with Desmond. And he was just with Abstergo? I'm sorry. Yeah, my hiccup. Okay. So, okay. Anyway, you're with Desmond. And, I'm sorry, I don't know why, hiccup's really bad right now. So, okay. You're Desmond Miles. And, let's see, the Grand Temple, blah, blah, blah. Well, you already know the story. He's trying to find, they're trying to find that temple, and they're trying to find the, like, power sources, or is that just in Assassin's Creed 3? I don't really remember. Because I played Assassin's Creed 2, like, a while ago. So, well, I mean, yeah, I played that a while ago, but, whatever. Okay. Remember Assassin's Creed 2 when we met Ezio, and Ezio was like, "Yo, I'm Ezio," and I was like, "Yeah, Italian!" I'm Italian, so, that was, like, the best for me. And, so, anyway, you're trying to find the key to this, like, temple for, like, of those who came before and stuff. It's, like, an ancient race and stuff. And, okay. So, yeah. So, okay, I think it ended where, like, not Assassin's Creed, oh my god, I'm rambling. Okay, yeah, but anyway, in Assassin's Creed 3, you start off as Desmond Miles, who was thankfully saved by your father and that British guy and the girl, who's really good at, the really, British guy's all like a douchebag, or he's funny about it, and then the chick, who's all like, awesome at everything. I feel so bad. I don't remember the names, I played it a while ago. Anyway, so yeah, they put you in the, I can't remember the names of anything, oh my gosh. They put you in that little simulator thing. Oh my gosh. You know what I mean, like, where the thing where he always lays down and he goes into the thing. I'm so sorry. This is really annoying me. William, Rebecca, and Sean. That's who they are. Hmm? Oh yeah. So yeah, he's ended up with them, and they're like in this cave they found in New York, and they like remember the apple of Eden? No, okay, they accessed it like using their apple of Eden, and after they half activated the temple. There's like Juno, right, and this she's like this spirit thing of like the people who came before, I'm pretty sure, and yeah. And so she's like, well, yeah, she's helping him go in the oh wait, Animus, that's what it's called. That's the machine. Anyway, he goes in the Animus, and he's back in like the 18, he's back in like 1700s England. And like he first goes in as Hayden Kenway, who we think's like an awesome guy. And he's part of the assassin like line, you know, he's cool, like, yo, what's up, there's an English guy, and you start off as him in like some nice little theater killing this other guy, and you're like, whatever. Anyway, I'm sorry. Anyway, yeah, Hayden was like cool. It was like the royal, like an opera house anyway. He stole a medallion. It was like it's like one of the keys to the temple chambers, and yeah, so then Hayden has to go to America to escape, like, the British, because they're all after him. And he went to Boston. And, in Boston, he killed a slave trader. And he freed a group of Mohawks. And, like, the Mohawks, Indians, you know, old days, Indians, and, you know, yeah. And, so there's like a chick. One of the chicks. She was so into Hayden. She's like, I'm sorry, I don't really know their language. It was like something like that. And there was like a lot of like cues in their language, and I tried to like listen to it, but I just read the subtitles anyway. Those two, they like fell in love. They're like, yo, what's up? Let's do it. Well, actually, not really. At first, she helped him kill General Braddock, and they found like the temple. Well, like, cause like Braddock was trying to kill her people, and so he killed him. He killed Braddock for her, and she showed Hayden where like the little temple was, and then eventually they like kissed right there at the temple, and it was all like ooh. And anyway, they eventually ended up doing it, making the new assassin, and which is Connor. Connor. Well, I mean, his real name's not Connor. It's like it was like it was like Raton Kaketon, I think. But anyway, he had to rename himself Connor so he could like go through the colonies. Because I mean, think about it. If you're Indian back then and you don't look too Indian, you could pass for Spanish, which he did with the help of his assassin mentor, Achilles. And Achilles Davenport, he's like the leader of he's like the owner of the Davenport homestead, which is the first place you start off really beginning to do stuff as Connor. And as Connor, oh Jesus, you do so much. That Indian's like on point with his assassin, and like, woo. Anyway, you kill like everybody. You're part of the Boston Tea Party. You're at first he was framed by, first everybody was after him because he was framed by the Templars, who were the bad guys, for starting the Boston Massacre, which it wasn't him. And he killed, it's over a long series of time, though, this is happening. You kill a bunch of Templars, and you're helping in the war between the British and the Patriots. Of course, you're on the Patriot side, because, you know, the British don't want the Native Americans living, and you're Native American. So, you're helping George Washington, but, he was helping George Washington, but George Washington and, like, some other guy sent him a letter saying, oh yeah, here's the plan to wipe out people, including Connor's tribe. And Connor's like, hold up! Like, no, I'm Indian, I just did all this for you. And, yeah. So yeah, but okay. But actually, it was Lee who's the bad guy, and he's all like, "Whoa, is George Washington the bad guy?" But he knows Charles Lee is the bad guy, and Charles Lee is trying to get to George Washington, and he's trying to take over, and it's like, no, Charles Lee, you cannot do that. Like, Charles Lee is your main enemy in this, and yeah, so Charles Lee is like planning to attack your village because apparently George Washington is somewhere we don't know. He just vanished, and your tribe's about to get attacked. So you're on your horse. You're like, get out of my way! You're knocking over all these pro-British people on their horses, and you're shooting them, and you're like, no, no, no. And then eventually you get to your tribe, and they're all like, and then the main old woman of the tribe, I think it was the old woman, she's all like, oh, Connor, this man Charles Lee came by, and something, and but I don't really know what did he say? Something, and like, the main men of your tribe, they're trying to go attack, like, the troops that are, like, getting ready to go attack you guys, but the thing is, they're not gonna attack them, because you delivered a message saying, no, 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 George Washington called it off, because it was really Charles Lee, and Charles Lee's a douchebag, but Charles Lee was a douche, and he went and told, oh, Indians, those guys out there, they're gonna kill you, so, even though they have guns and swords, you should go kill them with your little tomahawks. But yeah, so you have to end up eventually killing your childhood best friend, because Charlie, again, is a douchebag, and he causes trouble throughout the whole thing for you. And so, out of all this, you're still Desmond, and you're like finding little power sources for the for the chambers, and you've gone to Manhattan and Brazil, and eventually you go to the main Abstergo place. But okay, so your dad got captured by the Templars, and so you're like, no, 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 that's my father. Man, this video's running really long. It's gonna be like 20 minutes. Anyway, you're all like, whoa, 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 no, 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 that's my father. Give me back my father. I don't care if he, or whatever. Anyway, you're like going to the Abstergo place. You're killing all. You're not killing them. You're just maybe punching them, but that kills them because you're an assassin and you know the weak spots. Don't believe that. Anyway, you're killing all these guys, and eventually you find your father, and the guy's all like, oh, if you hand over the Apple of Eden, we'll, like, let your father go. And he's all like, I don't know if I should believe you or not. I'm Desmond Miles. I'm better than that. But, of course, he's Desmond, so he's got his own little trick up his sleeves. When you're using the Apple of Eden, you can control, like, metal, I think it is. Like, I'm not sure, weapons. I know everyone, like, well, eventually you use the powers and you kill Vidic and you rescue your father. And then, you heard that too, right? Was that just me? Okay, anyway, Connor, now like you're back as Connor, and Connor really wants to kill the Templars. And, he's eventually working with his father, but, plot twist, his dad's a Templar! Whoa! And you're like, that can't be true. What? So all of your little emotions that have been going on throughout this whole thing are gone. Your father's a Templar. And, yeah, so you're doing a bunch more battles. Like, there's, well, you were part of the battle of, I know you were, okay, anyway, yeah, still, but you don't know it yet, but anyway, you infiltrate this fort. I think it was Fort George, and your dad's there, and you're all like, Dad, what are you doing here? And he's all like, oh, I'm a Templar, I need to kill you. Now, why couldn't you just stop when I was telling you to stop? Like, no, now I have to kill you. And then you guys duel, and then you eventually have to kill your own father. So let's see, so far you've killed your best friend, your father. I feel like you've killed more important people, but, your best friend and your father, that's like the worst. Well, and not to mention, when you were a kid, you watched your mom die, and Charles Lee, he was there telling you, don't worry, kid, scram. And, yeah, so you hated Lee from the beginning. Anyway, you eventually find Charles Lee, you kill Charles Lee. And you find the key. And like all those colonial Templars are gone, and then you go to your village to find it empty, and the spear is left behind. And you use it, and then you go back, and Juno's like telling him to conceal the key where it can't be found. So he buries this key in the grave of Achilles' son, Connor Davenport. Yeah. And yeah, you know, then you're like, whoa, he called me Connor as a remembrance of his name. And BTW, Achilles also died, and if you were doing the homestead missions, you would have seen his funeral, and you would have cried like a baby. Seriously, like, I cried like a baby. I didn't really care when his father died that much, but I cared when Achilles died. That's how you know when like, how Achilles is really the father figure, not your own father, Hatham. But anyway, yeah, like, so eventually Desmond, like, you know, he's in the Animus, and he's like, whoa, wait, I know where the key is, guys! And to access the temple's inner chambers. And then Juno informs him that activating the pedestal, it'll save the world. Because, you know, the world's about to end, because it's 2012. Well, it's a, you know, yeah. But, but he kind of has to, he'll save the world, but he kind of has to kill himself to do it. And so, Minerva appears before them, and she's like opposing the plan, because it'll free Juno, who is sealed away in the temple, to prevent her from conquering humanity. And so Juno and Minerva are explaining that if solar flare occurs, Desmond will be one of the few survivors in a post-apocalyptic war, blah blah blah. So later, well, Desmond, he does it, and he will become, he'll be like a god, basically. And like, he will be, like, what is it? Something like, he'll like manipulate future generations, and it'll like, eventually he'll restart the cycle of the assassin, because, you know, yeah, he died, and it's not like he had a girlfriend to get it on with. And, right, so Desmond, he chooses to save humanity, and, like, yeah, so, and so your dad, the British guy, Sean, and Rebecca, they leave the temple as you're, like, activating this pedestal, and this, like, thing starts protecting the planet from the solar eruption, and Juno's all like, good job, Desmond, and she's like, oh, it's time for my part to begin. And so there's like this epilogue, and Connor seeing the last British ship leave New York, and the trader selling slave, and a reminder that his you know, he's like, I still have to fight for freedom. And he then returns to his village, only to discover that his tribe, they have gone like west after the newly formed Congress sold the land to settle war debts. Like, screw you guys, you just sold our land. Like, F you. And Connor is told that bringing in taxes so soon after a war, like, fought to remove them would only serve to portray the newly formed U.S. government as a continuation of its predecessor. And I bet you're thinking, like, whoa, that's some fancy talk, Maddie. Well, I'm reading it off the Wikipedia page, because I didn't really understand it, but I'm reading it now and I'm getting it. So, basically, your heart was completely torn out. They killed Desmond. Okay, you were a Connor. You killed your best friend. You killed your father, Hatham. You killed your, like, symbolic father, Achilles, and you saw that his son was also named, his real son was named Connor, and you're like, anyway, and not to mention, Desmond Miles, the main character, like, the man of the Assassin's Creed, dies. He's not even Desmond Miles anymore, he's Desmond Dials. Like, Tumblr, thank you for that one. But like, you just cry. It's awful. Oh, it's 20 to 25 minutes. Anyway, I don't really know how to end this. I'll have new videos up. I will play. I have a bunch of God of War games now, so I'm gonna play those, and I'm gonna review multiple of them at once. And this time, yeah, let's go. Bye.